Oh man, it's happening.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm alright, thanks. And you?
I'm doing pretty well. Losing on the ladder today. The usual.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been watching at all today, but I've been probably losing about 75%ish. All good though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had my own troubles, so yeah.
Yeah, you were mentioning Zerg vs Terran earlier?
Yeah, I might have a slight problem with that. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but just except from this being bad. But that's hopefully something you can help me with.
Yeah, cool. Most definitely can. Alrighty, so
Oh, and I'm Diamond 3, by the way.
Oh, you're Diamond 3?
I dropped down. I finished Diamond 2 last season.
Right.
And then I dropped down. But yeah.
Cool. Could you join the group real quick? Like LowkoTV on EU, that probably would be fine. Okay, like say like, hey, what's up? Because sometimes for some reason the viewer list thingy doesn't update. I don't know why. Alright. There we go. Actually, you did show up already. The clan thingy is good.
Yeah.
The one and only Chupacabras. Do I still mispronounce it?
Chupacabras.
Chupacabras?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna remember that though. I'm totally gonna derp out. See, I can't even repeat it right now. Chupacabras? There we go. That was good, right?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. No, I joke around with Trollgubbe, Odin.
Yeah.
About it quite a bit behind your back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's originally from. You're from Norway as well, right? Originally.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I had breakfast with Odin, man. He's still talking about it non-stop. He probably mentioned it to you, man.
Yeah, he mentioned a little bit, yeah.
No, it was all good. It was at Home Story Cup. He found this really cool place where you could actually eat breakfast, for like a a pretty reasonable place that was open on a Sunday. Good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of like for Norwegians. Every time we go abroad, everywhere we can like see cheap food or anything like that, we're ecstatic. It's like, oh my god, things are cheap.
Oh right, because Norway is really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I heard earlier about the Hydra nerfs, guys. We'll see whether or not they're actually gonna be. Wait, what is a chupacabra? I don't know what it is. Like, Katz explained it on his stream when I mentioned it, but...
Well, it's a South American legend about a blood-sucking creature. So that's
Alright.
That's the TLDR of it. But it means different things in different countries. Directly translated in Portuguese, it means goat sucker.
That's what he said. That's what he said. Yeah.
And in Spanish or in some South American countries, it means, just goat sucker. Oh, yeah.
It's not a legend, it's real. Oh, man. We got it. Alright, guys. /r/conspiracy theories, right? We can hang out there all day. There's conspiracies and everything. Oh, man. I was just looking at your stats right here. So you got...
Oh, please don't.
Okay. I already looked at it though. I even wrote it down already. We're all good though.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so ZVT is struggling a bunch.
This season has definitely been the worst for me. Beginning or start. So when the patch hit, I tried my own thing. I should have never done that. Never try your own shit. That was very, very bad.
I lost. Build orders are there for a reason, right?
Yeah, it was very bad. It was just a disaster. I lost. I was 0-7 with my Terran.
Oh.
Against Terrans.
All right. So what were you trying? Like, what was your original strategy this season?
So it was pretty much Hydras because they got buffed. And everyone said, they're so good and stuff like that. So try to implement a little bit of Bling Hydra. But yeah, I don't know. I'm doing something wrong. Okay. I'm not sure what.
Alright. Yeah, we can definitely work on that. If anyone is available for some games, if there's like a higher level Terran player in the chat, like Diamond League and above-ish, maybe like Plat 1 and above-ish, If you could join group LowkoTV on EU, that'd be awesome. Just say like, hey, I'm a Terran player, and we'll see if we can play some games maybe a little later. Yeah, so ZVT in general seems pretty similar as it was pre-patch, except there's a bunch more one-base all-in shenanigans. I don't know if you noticed that as well. If you see a lot of one-base play.
Yeah. I get so worried about the later game. I completely forget that they do this one-base, two-base shit.
Right.
And I just die.
Right.
Because I'm pretty unprepared. Like you had a game there on, I don't remember the map, but you barely hold it off with your queens, like 6 queens, couple of banes and lings and stuff like that. Me in that situation, I just don't have enough to hold off something like that.
All right, so it's mostly like the early game surface turn, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
And then I guess I struggle against mech. I have some replays as well, but
yeah, we can definitely look at that. And mech as well, you say?
Yeah, the guy was sometimes the guy was 15 times master. So he just teared me a new one, but yeah, I don't know. I have the replay.
Yeah, okay, we can have a look at that. If you have like the standard one, I guess first and foremost, like just a regular game with like a weird Terran timing attack or one that you can't read properly, that'd be cool. You actually have a lot of achievement points, dude. You've got more than twice, well, not quite, but you got nearly twice as many achievement points as me. I'm almost jelly.
Yeah, I come from a World of Warcraft background, so that's probably why.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone have like 5 digits worth of achievement points. I just noticed it right there in the top right corner. I was like, oh crap, that's a lot. Do you have, by the way, like one goal you want to have this season? Are you like looking, you know, to reach a certain league or level?
This season, maybe just establish in Diamond 1, maybe.
Alright.
And then just eventually have a long aim to reach Masters 3.
Okay. Yeah, considering like your win rates in ZVP and ZVZ are looking really solid, it's probably not so much macro or strategy or anything. It's mostly just like figuring out how to not die. At least like, but judging what you're saying here, like it seems like that probably would be a huge help if you figure out how to not like get screwed over by Terran.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had, I don't know, I have a game, I'm not sure if I want to show it even, because against Protoss and Skytoss, and he had 8 carriers?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a new school thing. And he just
destroyed me.
Yep, I've got plenty of those games too.
He had like 90 or 100 supply, and I remaxed, and I remaxed, and I remaxed, and he just killed me.
Yeah, well, we can go over that as well a little later if you wanna. Yeah, if we have like, you know, if we're done ZVT or whatever, we can go over some ZVP air as well. Most of it is just killing them before it happens. It doesn't seem like there's a super solid counter to it, other than like playing this super late game. So you would have to go, like basically if you want to go kill starport play, or Stargate play rather, and you go up against someone who's making a lot of carriers and stuff, say they're on 6 or on 3 bases, you probably need to take like 6 yourself and like keep on remaxing if you want to do that style. Other option would be to go like Queen, Corruptor, Viper sort of armies, but they're much more difficult to control.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, dude, I'll give you the party lead. If you can find like a regular Zerg versus Terran or whatever that we can have a look at, that'd be cool.
Okay, then look at this one. I think I'll just make you the leader.
Yeah, that'd be good. Thanks.
I think I won this one.
Oh yeah, you actually played this one today. Cool.
Yeah. So I won this one. It just felt really rough against siege tanks, and he didn't even have that many. So yeah.
It really depends on the strategy you're playing, I guess.
Yeah.
So what is like what's like your current build, right? Because you said like initially you went like 0-7 doing your own shit, and then you figured something out that at least made it go a little bit better, I guess.
Yeah. So I just tried to go gasless.
And
and then try and have my lair and a couple of Banes and Lings and Overlord speed ready at about 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when the most crap happens, about 4:30, 5 minutes-ish.
Uh-huh.
And on 3 base, or 3 hatch before pool.
Oh, you go 3 hatch before pool against Terran?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. The great, man.
And
the great.
And sometimes I go like 2 hatch pool,
Right.
and then the 3rd hatch. Like instead of making the Overlord at 19, I make the 3rd hatch.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that always terrifies me against Reaper play, but I guess it's not too common right now.
Yeah, so I can deal with that one Reaper.
Uh-huh.
Just fine, in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Do you transition towards like Hydra still, or do you switch out to Roach Ravager or Ling Bane, or like what's the strat?
I try to go for just Hydras and Lings to spend my minerals, or the excessive minerals, and then into try and getting up to Hive and Vipers, and take it from there. But yeah, as I said, I died. I have a problem with scouting as well. I feel like I don't really know what I'm scouting or what I'm looking for always. I know the most popular builds like 2-1-1, 16 Marine drop and stuff like that, and like looking for reactors and stuff like that. But yeah,
like putting it together and like actually responding, I guess.
Yeah, I feel I'm really weak at that, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen. So
all right. Let's have a look. Cool. So do you go for the so since you're playing gasless, right? That makes it pretty rough to scout what Terran is doing to begin with, to be honest. Like because you lose out on the Overlord speed quite early on in the game. It's kind of tricky to you know, figure out what build they're going for. So I think we may just want to try something, you know, at least a little bit easier to scout with. Probably gonna help.
So so after I lost all those games, I stopped, as you can see here. So I start going with my pool again. I feel safe with it, and yeah, I honestly think it's the correct thing
to do as well. Like hatch gas pool or hatch pool gas or something like that, with just, you know, the early Zerking speed and then the Overlord speed seems to be the strongest well-run build right now.
Yeah, the thing I've told myself is that I'm getting the Overlord speed, but I'm not really using it correctly. It feels like. Right. I do scout, I do see what they're doing, I'm trying to click on the buildings and do that and stuff like that, but I guess I just want a better understanding of what I'm looking for and what it means.
Alright. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. So I actually like this, I was gonna say I like the 3rd base timing quite a little bit here.
Oh yeah, I remember this. I forget to cancel the extractor.
Right.
And then I'm looking for the drone. It's like, where did the drone go? Oh, god damn it.
Right. Yeah, so in general, like usually what you're really looking for early game is to get as many drones as you can get away with, right? So that's kind of the strat.
Yeah.
So in this game, like we're already pretty like low on workers to begin with, right? Right now it's 29 to 27-ish. Probably could have been a little higher. Now, obviously, it's not like, you know, we need to be absolutely perfect in every regard, but it's, yeah, it helps out a lot.
Yeah.
So you start a big round of Zerglings right here, and once you finish up the Link speed upgrade, which is fine, and then we go up to it later. Alright. So at this point in the game, right?
Game paused.
Are you like worried for anything? Because you've seen a little bit of his base, but not a whole lot. Like what are you putting on right now? Are you just playing in the dark, or are you just making a gamble, or do you know at least roughly what's going on?
So I scouted a little bit with the initial Overlord, so I could see the Marines. And I could see that he had a reactor on his barracks.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that he's going for a double drop.
Exactly. Alright, cool.
And that's it. So I already have the Baneling nest, so yeah, just gonna make a safety Banes, and yeah, that's about it.
Alright. So usually by the time like you start making units, so I'm sure you heard me say this at some point, right? Usually you start making units at like 430-ish. I guess that's what you're doing here, right? Usually at that point, Zerg is at roughly, I would say like 45-ish workers. And the reason for that is just that you have slightly more eco than the Terran. So you have one base fully saturated, second base fully saturated, and then like a handful of workers at the third. So like already at this point, we lost quite a lot of drones. So I think if we go for a bit more of like a standard opener early on, it would be much easier to start getting the sufficient amount of units to defend with as well. Because if you start making units with like this economy, you're just not going to be able to spend all your resources that easily. Like you can see right now, you got excess larva as well, and the third base is going up, but it's pretty late as well. So
yeah, I got 6 larva here now. Yeah.
Yeah, like even if you defend to push right now, you're still going to be behind, right? And that's kind of the thing we want to try and avoid. So general concept is good. I like the Ling Bane Queen stuff. I think we could just optimize it a little. That's all good though. That's just build order.
Yeah, it's the fear that gets me.
Right.
Those times you lose to that timing attack from one base or whatever the fuck it is.
Right. Okay.
When you go when you skip army or you skip and I guess I remember that.
Right.
It sits in me, and then I remember, oh, I lost like 5 Terran games in a row, 6 Terran games in a row, 7 Terran games in a row.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess it's a little bit of a psychic in it.
Yeah. It's like a mental game mostly, right?
Yeah.
Because right now it turns out he really wasn't doing a whole lot, and he's just hanging out in his base, and you're like, well, crap. I guess I make workers then. And it's like, well, like it gets pretty rough. All right. So I think the first thing we're gonna do is just go. I'll actually go ahead and write it down. We'll go just a standard hatch gas pool or hatch pool gas, whichever you prefer. We'll go link speed, and then we go 3 queens plus overlord speed. So basically, with the next 100 gas, you go overlord speed, and we figure out what kind of strats to have.
Yep.
And once we figure out like what kind of strats, like what kind of buildings they have, we changed up the strategy. Okay, so we can still play Ling, Hydra, Bane if we want to. Just the roads we're gonna get there are gonna be a little bit differently. So say we scout at 4 minutes 30 seconds, or sorry, we don't scout at we scout like 4 minutes or so. So say we scout at this point in the game. I'll just skip to like the 4-minute mark. Depending on what we see with like the Overlord Scout, we'll change up the build order. Okay, so if we see something marine heavy. We'll change up the strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
At least like the order that we get the buildings in, compared to like when we see something more tech heavy. So in this instance, like you would look at this and be like, hey, there's a starport, there's like a tech lab going down. We probably want to play more tech heavy. Whereas if like it would be marine focused, we change up the strategy and the build order a little. So I'll explain like how we switch it up in a bit. But that's like the general thought process, okay?
Yeah. Yep.
So early game, all we're really gonna make is like 6 Zerglings, and that's it, okay? Besides that, we just make drones on the third base and everything.
Yeah.
And that should be enough, That should be enough. So I just cruise through this game a little bit more. Like already at this point in the game, we're like unnecessarily behind, so to say. And I understand the reasoning though, but yeah, just good to realize. So I like the overload spread a lot. I like the tree first.
I knew he was gonna. I knew he was gonna drop here, but I missed him on the minimap with my overlord.
That's not too bad. I like the third base scouts as well. That's really solid. Like you know exactly what's going on, and you got good creep spread as well. So like macro is not really the issue. It's mostly like figuring out what the heck is going on.
Yeah. Oh man, you should have seen my CVP game against that sky toss.
We can have a look if you want to.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. But yeah. But the thing is that holy shit, they made tanks really good. Like
yeah, that's about that. Yeah, they did make tanks really good. The funny thing is though, they went from like 35 damage to 40, I believe, to non-armored. So it's not like I think it's 30 to 40 or 35 to 40. It's not like a huge difference to the units that you have right now.
Yeah.
It's just that they were always strong and nobody was really playing it. Everyone was just making widow mines because they got cool or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, so we can totally still play this style. You can totally still play this style. Yeah. I think you should probably wait it a little, just judging by the upgrade timings.
Yeah.
But yeah. Ooh, crap. There we go. Yeah, so that's still plenty of shit, right? Yeah, so thought process good, macro good, crew spread solid, expansion timings are solid as well. It's just that we can be greedier in the early stage of the game. Yeah, that's I guess the main thing to take away from this one.
Yeah.
So he's really got nothing anymore.
Well, I guess, well, this guy was, I looked at his profile, he was flat.
Alright.
But I struggle against the diamonds and the almost masters and masters player.
Yeah, they redid the ladder quite a bunch. So most people that are in diamond previously are now in platinum 1, platinum 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. So let's just jump into another one, okay? We'll see if there's like a similar thing going on in like let's look at like 1 or 2 more games or so.
I guess can look at this one. As well. Let's see. Promote.
Good old overgrowth.
Yeah, it's not been that kind to me thus far.
Really? Oh, I like it. Did you play back when this was like a main map?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
my
yeah.
first time playing StarCraft, and this was the maps. This was in the map pool, I mean.
Yeah. To be fair, this map was like in the map pool for like a year and a half. It was a very long time. I don't think I did some counting earlier when they first announced the map pool, right? I don't know if you were on the stream then, but I think it came down to like 20 months or something crazy like that. I believe it was this one, or it was Frost or Rogue. I don't know, but anyway.
But even if I have a bad record on it, it still feels good. It feels pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it's like a nice macro map. There's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like there's not a whole lot of shit going on this map. It's just a straight up solid map.
Hmm.
Okay, so we go hatch gas pool. So for
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, going for safety here now.
Yeah, I would go for the 19 Overlord. There we go. Well, that's a little later, but all good. No big deal. So here's basically when you would make your first 6 Zerglings, okay? So I found 6 Zerglings to just be a little bit easier.
Okay.
Just because it helps out quite a bunch against the first Reaper arrest. So we could probably go ahead and do that. And then off of those 6 lings, really all we do is drone up. Drone up until we see something that we don't like, okay? So queens and these 6 lings should be pretty much all you need for like the early stage of the game. So basically, anytime right now you start making excess units, just know that they're going to be kind of unnecessary. Now at this point, you do see that there's no natural lander just yet, right? So you may be a little bit more cautious.
Yeah, I sent my links out because there was no Reaper. So I sent them out just to see what was going on. And we have some Marines there, so I back off.
Alright. Alright, so I like this early game that you have much better than the previous one. Like now you make a confident 8 amount of workers, 8 drones there, right? You could even go for the 3rd base right now and it would look pretty stranded. Yeah, so this seems much more confident, at least in that regard. I think the Overlord speed would help out a ton, or at least like figuring out. I like the positioning on this Overlord a lot. I still think the Overlord speed would probably be really helpful, so you could at least get like a vague understanding of what's going on.
Yeah, I like that idea as well. I don't take the 3rd here because I didn't see the natural.
Yeah, good.
So I wasn't exactly sure what the hell was going on. So I wanted to wait just a little bit.
Yeah, and actually I was just gonna say, like, if you see that, just spend the 300 minerals on queens instead, and that's exactly what you're doing, so that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just some sort of strange tank expansion type of thing. That's cool. And now you can drone up really greedily. Cool. So, I think as long as you, like, have a reasonable idea of, like, what's going on, you could probably go ahead and just simply start teching up and drone up 3 bases almost completely here. Because when you see this kind of strategy, it basically means like, hey, he's not going to pressure me anytime soon, or at the very least, he probably isn't going to move out for a while. So usually this means you can just make drones. And I actually like this a lot better. Like right now, you're going for the lair, you're going for extra gas. So basically, these 8 links right here are like the ones that you probably want to, you know, maybe it's not too bad though if it's just with those 8 links, but those are probably the ones that you could, you know, go without, at least for now.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we are flaunting quite a bunch here. Yeah, so notice, like, this is where that fear, I guess, comes in, what you're talking about. Like, where you get scared of like, what Terran can do.
Yeah.
But then when you scout, you actually are fine, so it's all good. Yeah, so you can definitely drone up, like, that third base with at least like 12 workers or so there.
Yeah.
Triple evo. It's so, triple evo is really greedy though. There we go. There we go. So that's the 14 workers. So now you set up for like a super powerful timing. Honestly, this is way stronger than the previous one we saw. Now, one thing I'm kind of missing here, and that's like me mostly nitpicking, is vision of the third. Like we do want to figure out if they get for a third.
Yeah, I saw the Viking, and then I
Right.
I just didn't do anything more with it. But I should probably just send a link there anyway. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so once you hit 3 base saturation, like what you have right now, that's where, like, in no matter what scenario you're in, that's like when you start making non-stop army. Basically the goal of, like, pretty much all the strategies, or, like, all the builders, at least, is to get to 3 base saturation and then just start making non-stop army. So the faster you get there, the better it is. So, yeah, I mean, I can be nitpicking here, I suppose, but in general, it's, like, looking much stronger than the previous one. I really like the 4th base as well. So right now, you can just go ahead and make non-stop units and be totally fine.
Yeah.
Now, I like, basically what you're looking for is to try and get the Terran player to not get that big economy out. So 3 bases maybe still okay. I'd at least want to try and contest it a bunch. Because you can see, like, his army is tiny.
Yeah, I think right here was one of my mistakes, that I didn't challenge him on this base. And I had no vision of it, so I didn't know when he was expanding.
Yeah, exactly. So you could even just push into the natural as well. Like, he's moving all of his army over. He doesn't have shit. Like, I think if you would just push right now with all the units you have, you could at least, like, kill most. You could probably win the game right here, to be honest. If you just flood the map right now, if you got the larva here,
I have 13 larva here.
Yeah, you can probably flood the map and win. One thing to know, by the way, as well, is, like, when you get to this full base saturation, when you play Zergling, just go ahead and make a macro hatch as well. It's makes the spending much easier.
Yeah. What do you feel about, when I think about, like, macro hatch and stuff like that? Sometimes I just feel like I might as well just expand, like, to a new base.
Right.
And,
yeah. So
and make that. Yeah.
So, like, effectively, this is like a macro hatch right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's totally cool. That's what Stefano said he was always doing. Like, when he streams, he doesn't really make macro hatcheries too much. He just makes another base. He just gets the gold here as well, even though he doesn't plan on mining for it for, like, a long time. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think on if you play, like, a Zergling heavy style, you could probably support, like, 5 hatcheries in total. I don't know, for some reason, whenever I take a macro hatch, it feels like I'm actually going to be making units, whereas if I take another base, I start droning, because I'm kind of dumb. I don't know, it's probably mental, but... Yeah, so I think the main one here is, like, have vision of that third, because Terran mech is scary at this point. Yeah, so these 10 workers right here, I think they're great if you would be aware of the fact that he's got a third, right? Because right now it's very risky. Like, right now we don't really know, you know, what's going on. So actually I like that you're getting all these bases. So right now you finally figure it out. I guess the watchtowers sort of, or like the sensor towers sort of give you that vision already.
Yeah, it's that kind of like aha moment where you go, oh fuck, he took that base again, didn't he?
Yep. So.
And yeah.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, it's just like, and then I should have seen on the time in the game as well that, you know, if he didn't have a third, then yeah, that's very late to not have a third by now.
Yep. So honestly, like, so far in this game, it's looking much better for you. Like, you got 70 workers right here. You got just +1/+1 finishing up, and I really like that you're moving out here with +1/+1. Now, basically, as soon as you figure out his mech, right, you want to go up to a hive. You need to go up to a hive. First tell, I guess, that you have is that he's got a freaking planetary over there. That's like the biggest information thingy that you can find. Yeah, so engaging into that is probably pretty rough. So, at this point, like, you probably just want to hang back for a little while and get up to Viper. So I would really like go straight up to a hive here. Yeah, because without Blinding Cloud, this is gonna be a really difficult push. Which apparently they're gonna nerf, but let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is in a position where I'm kinda in the dark. I'm not sure what to do, how to engage. I'm looking for
Right.
somehow like to engage him.
Right. So
And
if you look at this, okay, so if you like switch your vision, right? If you switch your vision right now to the Terran player, so like when he is in this place, right? The only options Terran really has is either move across the map and go kill him, or expand towards the fourth. Those are really the options, because you can see like 10 minutes into the game roughly is when the main and the natural will start mining out. So you can see like he's already running really low. So one thing you know for sure right now, at the very least, is that he's gonna start moving really soon. He needs to, because otherwise he's just gonna run out of resources, or like, you know, he's just not gonna have enough stuff. So instead of engaging him, usually the best way to go about like engaging a Terran at this point is to just simply wait until they take that fort base, or until they move across the map, and take them right when they are unsieged, or whenever they are like on the move, you know. Just be aware of like 10 minutes is usually when they will start mining out, so they need to start doing something. So instead of like engaging into them, just let them come to you. Now, in general, if you want to engage this, you probably are gonna need Vipers. But if you manage to catch him like while he's unsieged or whatever, you can definitely take an engagement like this as well. But I think that's probably your best bet here. Just like try and figure out if he's going for a fort, like get some vision of that gold, and go from there. Like right now, if you fight here, you're probably gonna lose all your shit.
yeah.
So you know, like I like the idea though. I like the way you approach that game, the entirety so far. Like it's just, you know, right now he's basically gonna be allowed to take a fourth, and he can do whatever he wants, right?
Yeah, you can see me just going back and forth like in a half circle. Like I'm not sure how to deal with this.
Exactly.
So and he plays very well.
Yeah, he's
like,
playing the turtle Terran really well.
Yeah, some Terrans I meet, they just like they push into me sometimes even.
Yeah.
So, but this guy, he just like, nope, not gonna take the bait.
Yep.
So here I see him, and I had enough. Let's go.
Yep. And then siege tanks happen. Yeah. So this is where the Vipers would be absolutely brilliant. You got 7 Vipers here somewhere, and 58 links. Yeah. So I think the thought process is good. Yeah, just needed to wait a little bit longer. Like it's easy to like basically, okay, so I guess once you get maxed out, that's when you get in that moment where you're like, well crap, what the heck do? I guess I just start fighting, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're at that point, just wait a little bit and just see what they are gonna do instead. Because like fighting into someone who's playing defensive, be it Protoss or Terran, is usually like, or like Zerg, I guess, for that matter as well. It's usually like difficult, in particular when you know, like, hey, they probably are gonna move soon. So just try and keep that in mind. Other than that, like, it's much better execution.
Yeah. So when I see their base like this, and he's just trying to set up something to protect it, should I challenge that, or should I go around, or to take his third or his fourth, like, or should I? Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, it's really difficult to fight this. I think actually what you're doing is probably the correct thing, knowing that, you know, he's already. How did that planetary shoot? I'm not sure. It had a blinding cloud on it, right? Am I crazy? But honestly, like, you already threw away so many resources in this game that it's like difficult to get a whole lot out of this to begin with this army composition at least. So if you're in this scenario, how did you lose that fight? Hold on, that's weird. I guess you need to lead with the Viper here. Because look, they get so many shots off. Like already 20 supply is lost before we even get there. Oh, and actually for some reason the planetary did not get a blinding cloud there, even though it's totally on it. It's actually shooting right here. Look at that, it's still shooting. Wow, that's dirty. Yeah, so if you get against someone that goes for this kind of army composition, if they're going super heavy mech, or if they're like super heavy focus on siege tanks, you probably are gonna have to go like Corruptor, Brute Lord. Like you don't really have many options at that point. Yeah, Brute Lord is probably your best bet against like mass Terran air. So like Brute Lord, Corruptor, and then support maybe you know, some Hydralisk or some Queens or Vipers or any of those kind of units, but probably make the main army that you have. Like anything that's focused around siege tanks is usually really weak against Corruptor, Brute Lord.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think there were a couple of moments in this game where you could have already won though, so I think that's usually the easier way to approach this. Yeah, he's just gonna be able to have a recalibrated what is that upgrade even? Seeker missile damage by 30%. I didn't even know that was an upgrade.
Yeah, it's pretty dirty. The range and the damage increase.
Is that a new one?
Yep.
Ah, alright.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that seems pretty good. Yeah, so right now you're just like dying a slow but painful death.
Yeah, yep. That's essentially what's gonna happen, and I tried to get out of it, but no.
Yeah, this is what Idra called like Zerg has a really long death animation.
Yeah.
Because basically you died at like 12 minutes here, but you have to endure for a little while longer. You can't make yourself leave, like. But you can still continue onwards though. But I don't think you should continue then on high dwelling main. But anyway, like this is such a unique match that you won't really be playing all too much on the ladder, unless like you let the Terran get a 4th base. But usually, if you manage to deny them that, you're gonna be in a good spot. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think we need to like watch the entire game because it's probably just gonna be painful.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. No, but I think the Overlord speed and just being more on point with the scouting, is gonna make a huge difference.
Alright, so what we can do is like practice it first maybe in like a custom game and not go up against an opponent, and then we'll see if we can execute it against the opponent as well. That'd be good. Just to sort of get the hang of the build, I suppose. I am looking still for a Terran player, or we get Diamond 2 Terran. Ideally, I think we go for like a Platinum Terran. If there's anyone available who can do like the standard 60 Marine type of style, so the double medevac drop with 60 Marines at 530-ish. If there's any Terran player that is right around, you know, Platinum League or so that can execute that, that would be awesome. Because I think it'd probably be best practice. If you could join group LowkoTV on the European server and say like, hey, I'm Terran, that'd be cool. If you could give me the party lead real quick, by the way, so I can host up a lobby. Oh man, I got so many good maps to choose from now. Which one are we gonna go for? We'll go Overgrowth. I can do that style, and I'm plat. Well, there you go, Chris. You're more than welcome, sir. Alrighty. So, here. I'll make you face a very easy Terran with economic focus.
Oh, wow.
Think you can deal with that?
I'll try, Lowko. I'll try.
I've
been watching your stream for some time now, so I feel I'm ready.
You know he goes for the 2 Marine, 1 Marauder push, I believe, at 5 minutes. Someone in the chat will be able to let you know, but they do the exact same push every single time. Like a 2 Marine, 1 Marauder push. European server, Chris. Yes. Alright. So we'll just go like hatch pool gas, hatch pool, or hatch gas pool, whichever you prefer. And basically what we're looking for is to get to like the perfect situation by the time like that Terran drop would come in. So we're gonna play until roughly 5 minutes and 30 seconds, okay? And what we're really looking for is to have like probably roughly 45-ish workers, something like that. I'm not entirely sure what the exact specifics are, but that's what we should be aiming for.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if you manage to hold that, like, that's the most important part.
Yeah.
So for your second Overlord, try and put it in a place where you can actually scout their main base quite easily. So where you had it previously on the previous game, that was really good. So either like behind the main or like in that little nuke or whatever it is.
Yeah, it should be on the way.
Oh, okay. Ah, that's actually the first one. Alright. Oh, he's actually building a command center. Freaking very easy Terran AI going straight into the command center. So we'll just go 3 queens, and then with the, you know, we would go 4 queens if we could, but we'll just go 3 queens, and then with the overload speed after the link speed. Oh, it seems like the Twitch alert is really delayed. Anyway, Intaru, welcome to the family, dude. Thank you very much for subbing. Haven't heard the notification yet, but it will probably go off in just a little bit. Alright. So we go straight into double queen, and then we go 6 links.
Yep.
So basically, these 6 links is what we're gonna drone up like 3 bases with, pretty much. Well,
Okay.
not quite, but that's what we're gonna like carry the early game with. Seems like if you get past like the 8-minute mark, you'll be fine. Okay, so right here is when we start queuing up the next queen. Oh my god, it's freaking Rainer. Do you have Rainer set up? Brand new queen ready to go. We'll actually cancel one of the queens and we'll go for the overlord speed instead. Well, unless we lose that queen, then we have to make another one. Or that overlord, I suppose. Then we have to make another one as well. Okay, there we go. Now this next inject that pops off should have an overload right now. Yeah, there we go. You make a big round of workers. And then you can start looking for a 3rd base. So this is when you start looking for a 3rd base already. There we go. And just use your links to guide it, I suppose. Yep.
Looks like this brood's in for a fight.
So, once you get that 3rd base done, or 3rd base up rather, that should be when you should be scouting as well. So overload speed is done right now, and that is where we can start checking out what's going on. So while this is all going on, just go ahead and start up, you know, the overload scout, and then we'll just drone up in the time being, for the time being. So usually at this point, so we'll just pause it for just a little bit. Usually at this point, there's like 2 different options, okay? That you scout. So first option would be, and I'll go ahead and write it down as well. So like overload scout. So this overload scout will basically tell us what strategy we're going for, okay? Like what build we're going for, I suppose. So it's really important that we get it down at like a correct time. So far, it's been perfect. I don't know if you had any questions about it, like so far or whatever, or anything that you were wondering about.
No, it seems pretty straightforward.
All right. So with the overload scout, we see one of 2 things, okay? Either we see the 16 marine drop or the like. So basically the way you would scout that is by seeing a bunch of barracks and a bunch of marine. Barracks and marine. So in like if it's very specifically like the 60 marine drop, it would be one barracks with a reactor, one with a tech lab, and then a starport with a tech lab or with a reactor as well. That's like the super standard setup. I'm sure you've seen that before. And then the second option, so this would be option number 1. That would be like a marine focused army. The second option would be a tech heavy option. So for example, factory tech lab or starport tech lab. Whatever it is, we respond to all of those tech heavy setups the same way. So first is the marine drop. We go for the double evo immediately. First, the tech heavy stuff, we'll go lair Baneling's Nest immediately. And the reason for both of them is because against the 60 marine drop, we don't need the... Or against any kind of marine heavy style, really. We don't need any tech super quickly. Whereas if we're going up against someone who's going Banshee or whatever, we're gonna need that lair eventually so we can get the Hydras out or the Mutas or whatever.
Okay, so yeah. Tech lab on factory is siege tanks, and then tech lab on starport is Banshee. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So those are really the 2 main options. Now, if it's the first one where we see the 60 marine drop or we see something marine heavy, we start droning up really heavily until 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, so 4 minutes and 30 seconds is where we stop all droning and we go straight into full-on Ling Queen production.
Okay. But did you make like a Baneling Nest for that, or?
No, we take that a little bit later. So we just go to double evos and we go for the queens.
Okay.
If that is the instance, and that's the one we'll practice first because it's the most common as well. We'll go straight into droning until 4:30. We'll go double evos, and then at 4 minutes and 30 seconds, we start up non-stop queen production and non-stop Zergling production.
Okay.
We'll go over, we'll see if we can do the more tech-heavy one a little bit later. So in this instance, let's just pretend like this is, hey, 60 marine drop. So once again, like we're gonna drone up until 4:30. We're gonna then start up a lot of queens and a lot of zerglings, and at 5 minutes and 30 seconds is when that drop should come in. So we build units for a full minute straight.
Okay.
So basically what we need to do is like make sure that we have the optimal economy by 4:30. So right now, actually, you have pretty much a perfect setup. You should be able to get like roughly 8 workers or so for that third base ready to go. And you'll see like you'll probably start flooding minerals quite easily here if you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Cool. So hey, we've seen double barracks, lots of marines, all kinds of stuff. So we make, until the timer hits 4:30, we'll make non-stop drones. We can already start up the double
Our
ethos.
forces are under attack.
Oh. I have so many
4:30.
drones now.
Yeah, so you're gonna notice this as well. Like you're gonna have to transfer a couple of workers from that base,
Roads in for a fight.
and you're gonna then start non-stop zergling as well as queen production. Just queue up the queens. I will do so until 5:30.
Okay.
So you're gonna notice, right? Like already you're gonna start flooding minerals quite heavily here, and that's because we actually are missing the queen injects right now.
Yeah.
But that's something
Oh, shit.
something easily to practice. Yeah, that's all good. So we can start a +1/+1.
Melee?
Yep, we got melee and armor.
Yeah.
Yep. And to start up queens over there as well. And to start making non-stop units.
A new queen's been born.
So, this right here is usually the timing that the drop happens, okay?
Yep.
So this would be the super standard one. Now the only thing that's sort of lacking right now to easily defend it is crew threat to the third base.
Yeah.
That's all good. I don't think that's too big of a deal. But this is usually when that drop would happen, okay? And I guess this is like the most important part we need to practice. And I think I'm hoping here. I'm actually just gonna GG out. I'm hoping here that there's gonna be a Terran player to practice it against. So we'll do like the first 6 or so minutes of the game a couple of times. You can do, but you're diamond 1 Terran random. All right, that's fine. We can do with that as well. We'll just practice like the first 6 minutes.
Yep.
We'll just do the first 6 minutes like twice or so. Or if we need more, that's cool. Chris, where are you though? I don't see you in the chat, Chris. We'll try one against Strider real soon. Thank you very much, Mrs. Strider, indeed. Alright. Can you...
Bloody camps.
I invite you after this one, Chris. You didn't say anything in the in-game chat, sir. I thought you were Strider here. Cool. Alright. You should probably change your race. Unless you want to play Terran.
Oh shit, yeah.
Just make Marines,
No.
man. They're a really good unit. You just need to micro really well. Easy.
Right, sure. Alright. I have actually seen that in Diamond.
Just pure
Made
Marine.
a couple of barracks and Marines just on the move.
This is
Rallied
so
to
good.
my base.
The funny thing is you can actually reach really high ranks by just playing pure Marine if you control well enough.
It's quite silly.
I guess the same goes for Zerglings though. That's what Terran players say anyway. I remember watching Stefano's stream where he went Grandmaster with Link only. It's like, well, I mean, we talk strategy all we want, but he just got Grandmaster by just making Links. It's like, that's a little disappointing. Alright, so we'll just practice the first 6 minutes and then we'll just get out of the game. Okay. So we should actually go hedge gas pool. This makes it a little bit easier to time the gases. Or to time the queens rather. Because you may have noticed, like when you first started the third queen, we didn't quite have enough energy for the overload speed then.
Yeah. What did you want me to go again?
We'll go hedge gas pool. It just lines up a little bit easier with the gas timing. Now he exactly knows what you're gonna do as well, so we should we should be pretty straightforward. So we're gonna go for a gas next on a pool. There we go. And then we'll go 19 Overlord. So try and get the creep connected to the third base, by the way. I didn't point that out in the previous one, but...
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Then when the pool finishes, we want to make the 2 queens and the 6 Zerglings.
Yep.
Okay, so right now we stopped running at 20. That's why you make the queens and the lings. Okay, queen, queen, queen. Perfect. Okay. And we'll set one more set of Zerglings.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Bad habit.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's really mostly preference. I think it's just a little easier to go with 6 lings instead. Alright. So, don't go off creep against these dudes. It's not worth it. Yeah, this guy's not going to lose it. So just keep on drawing while this is going on. Very good. And 31 to take another Overlord. Don't forget about that one. There we go. So we'll go queen next in the main base.
Queen ready to go.
Pull that dude down and then start up the Overlord speed in the natural. There we go. And then we can start running again. Alright. So, right after... right after we finish up link speed, that's when we start up the third base as well. So for now, we just make drones.
Yep.
And creeps. creep. There we go. So big round of workers. And then we go for the third base, right now.
A new queen.
Okay. So notice, like, this is roughly the same time where you will finish up Overlord speed as well. So there's quite a couple of things to do at once.
Evolution complete.
Yeah, there we go.
That's
Let's get the third. And then we start scouting as well. So don't worry too much about... well, you got it. So that's when we start scouting as well with that Overlord. So don't miss the queen injecting the natural, by the way, if we can. So, hey, we scouted exactly what's going on, right? So if you look at the scouting buildings real quick...
Yeah.
Oh, wait, actually, we're a little underneath. Anyway, basically what you saw... actually, just send the Overlord back for 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Game resumed.
Okay.
our forces are
Game
So this is what you see, right? This is like the 100% standard setup. This is like the most common thing right now in StarCraft 2. It's been for months. So
2-1-1 with stem.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. So he's just making 3 Marines at once right now, and he's gonna switch over that reactor on this factory with the stockboard. That's it.
Okay.
So what we need to do next is make sure we hit all of the queen injects, make sure that we get the Overlords and stuff, and we just run until 4:30. We get the double evolution chambers going, and we start up more and more queens.
Yep.
So he's gonna drop at 5:30, and that's when we should be ready, okay?
Okay.
Oh, thanks very much, by the way, guys, for the subs. I see a lot of subs coming in. Thank you very much, Mr. Logic, as well as Irvine Nightmare. For some reason, the Twitch alerts thingy is a little bit broken at this point. He said, hey, mate, I always wanted to sub all your daily YouTube videos have helped out so much. Your training on Zergs have been insanely helpful. Hey, I've been trying, man. That's exactly what we're doing right now as well. So thank you very much, Logic, for the sub. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Sorry. Still?
Yeah, no worries.
I'm asking you.
You seem to be a little slow earlier today.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not sure. All right. You also ready?
under
Game
attack.
resumed.
Okay. Just make a bunch of Overlords. And the double Evo chamber. Very good.
Yeah,
all
killed
good.
that one here.
Yeah, I killed an Overlord, so that's all good. So, we draw until 4:30, right? So we should be able to get maybe like a couple more workers. But you notice, like, you got like twice as many workers as you had in the replays that we watched.
Okay, yeah.
The new queen ready to go.
All right. And at 4:30, we start non-stop production. Exactly. So make sure to start up +1/+1. Hit the queen inject in the main base as well. And just make sure, usually, like, if you think of the places there where they will attack, they will more than likely hit your third.
Yeah.
So we just make units and units and units. And make sure to hit the queen injector as well. So much better spending here as well. And we can add on more queens. Yeah, much better spending. So be ready to have all your queens. Oh, there he already is. Be ready to target fire down the medevacs with the queen. That's the ideal setup. So, yay, we defended the Terran bullshit. All right. This is basically where you should be feeling much more comfortable, because off of this, you can drone up 3 bases fully.
Okay. Yeah.
Once you defend against this, that is when you drone up 3 bases fully, and you go up to your Hydra lair, Baneling nest, all the shenanigans. Okay.
Okay.
So after this, after you defend that initial harass, just keep an eye out on their 3rd base, but you can drone right now. That's the only thing you need to do. Does that make sense? Like the logic behind it, or do you feel like there's something missing, or anything
Yeah,
you're wondering about?
I'm following. It's just I don't know. I feel naked without the Baneling nest, I guess. I've been so used to having just a Baneling nest. Yeah. I don't know. Just yeah. But yeah. No, it makes sense. It looks so easy when you do it, and then when I'm supposed to do it, it doesn't really work out like that.
Well, it's exactly, you just did it. Like,
Yeah.
you literally just did it. I mean, it's not that
Well, you're
tricky.
on my ear and whipping my
Right.
ass, and you better fucking inject that hatchery.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
yes, Lowko.
yeah, we'll do it once again, okay? We'll just do the exact same thing, and I'll try and shut up. But the thing is, like, I didn't do anything, like, I didn't tell you anything new, right? There wasn't anything magical that I mentioned just now. It's just like, hey, hit your queen inject. I mean, I'm sure you figured that out.
Yeah.
But, like, the thing is, if you do this, like, 20 times, you'll be able to, like, know exactly when to queen inject, you know? You'll be able to control this much easier as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You still have a couple of queens hanging out in the other bases as well. I mean, imagine if you had 2 more queens here, that medevac would have been dead as well. So, like,
That's true.
it's just, you know, it's just a matter of practice. Now, from here on out, like, basically, after you defend the Terran aggression, that doesn't really matter what kind it is. So, be it, like, the tech-heavy one or, like, the marine-heavy one, that's when you drone up.
Yep.
So, after defending the aggression, full-on drones. Full droning to 3 base saturation. And then you tech up, get lair, Baneling nest, Hydra, whatever. Right? But then that is basically the transition towards the middle stages of the game.
Okay, so when you do that, you're not afraid of more aggression, like more, yeah.
Yeah, so the standard follow-up for Terran right now is to go for a 3rd base or something like that.
Yeah.
So after you shut down the aggression right now, I can let you know how much he has. He's got 60 Marines and 2 medevacs. That's the only thing he has.
Yeah.
So he really just doesn't have enough stuff to push with. Now he's getting more units, obviously, in a little while. But we can get full 3 base saturation right now safely, and then start making units again. I mean that's always worked out for me, I guess. I'm sure there's like one specific build out there that Terran could do that could technically counter that, but
Oh yeah, of course.
you'll you sniff that out, I suppose. Just keep an eye out on that 3rd, and you can drone up. We can test it out as well if you want to right now, and just play another couple minutes. But I think we're probably better off just doing this once more, and then maybe we'll play that next one out a little longer. All right.
Yeah, do it again.
GG. So this is good defense here. I mean, honestly, considering what you said earlier, like this should be like your biggest struggle in ZVT is just getting in the mid game. Because like in the mid game your macro was fine. It's just the early game was looking a little weaker. Yeah, we're just looking.
It feels like I get very easily distracted sometimes.
Right.
And then I forget a overlord, or I try and scout, and then I forget to drone, or it is something stupid or something silly.
Yeah. It's probably just focus at that point.
Yeah.
It's just I mean, it's probably just like, I don't know. I just put on music, I guess, but
Yeah.
it's literally just a grind though. Like if you know the build is good, you just executed it just fine, right? Without really any issues. You should be able to execute it every game. Now obviously it's you know, easier said than done, but yeah, it's nothing magical.
Yeah.
But yeah, like at that point, like after you defend that, there is really no way Terran can have a follow-up aggression until at least a few minutes later. So that's like an important thing to keep in mind. So once you drawn up the 3 bases, like you can go Hydra, Muta, whatever you want. As long as you've got that lead there, you're gonna be in a good spot. All right, let's go again. I'll try and shut up.
And it's also no, it wasn't like meant like that. But it's also, I guess, because of the scouting as well. You kind of know.
Oh
what
yeah,
he's able
absolutely.
to do and what he's not able to do. So.
Yeah, so the scouting allows you to figure out how many drones you can make.
Yeah.
So this would be like the super standard style that you will probably see more often than not. The 60 Marine stuff. First attack heavy stuff, it's a little bit different. We'll test that out in a bit too, but let's just do this one once more. Yeah, I can imagine it's mostly focus as well. Like if you grind a lot of games, it's gonna be difficult to maintain focus. Like you could see that today in my games. I derped out pretty heavily. I notice it when I don't sleep enough. I can't maintain focus for like 4 hours during the stream, and I can't play as well.
Yeah. Your humor decreases and you laugh a lot when that happens.
I guess.
But it's fun though. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like the same thing as you said just now. It's like, hey, I don't know what the hell's going on anymore after a while, and I start derping out. Like I scout, but then like I'm just staring at my overlord. Like there's nothing to do, right? And you're like, what did I actually see? Yeah, you're scouting. You're looking at the overlord, and you're like, well, what did I just see? I don't even know.
Exactly. Like, why did I do that? Like, why did I even? Yeah. What's the reason behind it? And that's what I'm trying to be better at, like trying to make reason to the things that I do. Where's the pool?
We should probably put the rally point back.
Oh shit.
No biggie. But that's things that can throw you off as well, right? Like, you know, rally points and stupid things like that. That's why, like, losing my first overlord completely throws me off of my game. It's not even that big of a deal, it just throws me off mentally and I can't focus anymore. I don't know why. I guess that's why people also like hatchery block and like, you know, they try and delay everything just to throw you off.
Yeah. It's not such a bad idea, to be fair.
No.
But I guess, of course, higher up the ladder it is, but I don't know.
Yeah, like on paper it's bad, but like if you manage to mentally throw someone off, it's a big deal.
I feel that's a lot about StarCraft for me, at least.
Yeah.
The mental part. 2 and 1 more larvae. Come on, where are you? There we go.
That's exactly the time. Let's get the link speed.
And link speed.
Terran music is so good, man.
Our base is under attack.
Our base is under attack. Friggin' Rainer.
Where the fuck did he go? There he is.
Alright, jumped up the main. There you go, very good.
Brand new queen ready to go.
Okay, next set of queen and overload speed. If you just hit W, A, yeah, exactly, or like whichever hotkey setup you use, it will automatically build to the main first. I guess you can send the one from the main down as well. Yep. There you go. You got overload coming in. There we go. Yeah, make the overload speed in a natural. It's easier. Oh, you actually. Oh, you made 2 queens at once. Ah, alright. Yeah, old habits die hard.
Myself.
Yep.
Looks like this brood's in for a fight. A new queen's been born.
Very good. And we'll go ahead and
Evolution
head to a
complete.
third base. Yep. Yeah, so these 4 links right now, right? Those are like old habits. You just made 2 sets of links. And it's not that big of a deal, obviously. But, yeah.
That's new. I guess these Zerg are evolving.
Very good. Let's try to
Still-
figure out what strategy he's going for. So we got the overload speed.
Yeah.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh shit. Oh.
Well, hey, that already should tell you enough, to be honest. You don't even need to scout right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw like 10 Marines there. That's pretty common. Okay. So, at this point, we're at 4:30. Exactly. We'll go double evos. And Manstorp Queens. Just make sure you can connect to your third base. That's kind of a big deal.
Our base is under attack.
Okay, very good. I mean, that made the best of a pretty bad situation, right? Like, you can clearly notice, like, at this point, like, it was less than optimal compared to the previous one.
Yeah.
But actually, to execute it earlier, like, he actually went for the earlier version as opposed to the build, and you don't have to change up anything, but he cut a whole bunch of workers. So, like, while this was going on, you still have 40 workers, and he's got only 32.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Floating so much though. Holy.
that's what the early game drones do, man. Like, you're not used to having that many workers in early game ZBT. That's cool. You'll get used to them.
And it's really comfortable when I see that both my natural and my main is already full mineral saturated.
Uh-huh.
It's awkward making more drones.
Oh, okay, yeah, so...
My third isn't ready yet.
yeah, okay, so don't worry about that. Like, redistribute your drones later.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big thing to try and get rid of. Like, it's really easy to drone until you only have 16.
Yeah.
But if you watch like one of the like the higher level Zergs, like for example, Sue was streaming the other day and Dark was streaming the other day, they'd drawn up to like 24 in the natural for a while, and people are like, oh, he's floating workers, oh, what a noob, like, and they're like the best Zerg players in the world. They, for example, while they would be defending here as well, they constantly tap drones, and they go up to like 20, 25, 30 workers in all of the bases that they have, and then after the fight is done, they redistribute their bases, you know, while they have time. So, so don't worry. Like, just feel free to just tap the drone button, I suppose. Like right now, you could totally start droning, and maybe you still have to micro against these drops. That's totally cool. Just like, don't worry about moving them over right now. Just use hotkeys. It feels bad though. I know the feeling that you mean, but yeah, honestly, like, this is pretty much the way you want to do it, I suppose. Like right now, you start tacking up, droning up, third base, get all the gases and all that stuff. But
yeah.
yeah.
I guess the transition into whatever you want, I guess.
Yeah, I would stick with the same thing. So if you say like Hydra Link Bane is what I want to practice, I would stick with that. I mean, nothing wrong in that. It's a pretty powerful setup. I mean, if you wanna reach Diamond 1, you can totally reach that with Hydra Link Bane. You know, if you wanna reach Grandmaster 1, maybe you have to like switch up the. It doesn't really matter.
Oh no. I'm not that.
Yeah,
you know.
it's like a less than standard composition, but it's totally doable.
Yeah.
All right, you wanna do one against like a more tech heavy style as well?
Sure.
Probably a little easier. So I'm sure you can figure this one out, right? I don't know if you have any questions afterwards or whatever, like just let me know.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I think the whole clue is the drones and me freaking out because I can see that, oh, I have 17 drones here now. I guess I'll make army.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, just forget about that. Just forget about that altogether. Like, you know when the on the top of the hatchery it used to say like number /24? Just think of it like that. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a little bit of a higher of a cap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, they didn't change anything about the drawing of bases or whatever.
No.
They just why can I not host up a replay? I'm trying to host up a replay. It's saying gateway file open error.
No idea what that is.
I don't know. Alright, fine. Alright, so I'll ask if you can go for something a little bit differently this time around.
Yeah.
And I won't tell you. I won't tell you what it is, okay? Don't watch the stream. Turn down the stream. Right.
I'll close it. Even.
I'll give him like a strat to go for. Here, I'll show the stream. There you go. There you go, guys. You seeing? You seeing it? All right. What we're gonna do is just do the exact same thing, except he's gonna go more tech heavy. So when we're seeing Marine, we'll go double Evo and drone until 430, and we start making non-stop units. When we go up against something more tech heavy, we still want to like drone until like 430 or so, but we want to go for a lair and a baneling nest instead.
Okay.
I don't know if Strider is actually... Oh, Strider could not respond to me. That's what it was. Haven't done it in a while, but sure. Alright, good.
God damn it, caps.
That's what she said, no caps. That just emphasizes your point, dude.
God damn. Alright.
Okay.
I'm good to go.
I don't know if Strider's ready. Not one I normally play, but I'll try. That's fine. You're like pretty much a league higher. He's Grandmaster in Archon League. Are you kidding me? Well, there you go.
Okay. But that's kind of like 4s or 5s in WoW. No one really plays or cares.
Really? I remember everyone loving WoW 5s in WoW. I don't... Maybe not anymore. I'm not sure. I think it's all about 3v3 nowadays, right?
Yep. Pretty much. No, because it was too easy.
I don't know. Lowko, I was gold before, now I'm diamond 3. What about this? Well, hey, you improved. That's a good thing, man. I don't know how hard it is to get Grandmaster in Archon, to be honest. I know it's supposedly easier, but I would have a hard time playing Archon, to be honest. I'm not a particularly great team player. I mean, self-knowledge goes a long way, but seriously, I don't know. I will hoard all of the control. So give me that micro. Give me the macro as well.
Or you can just queue with your own...
Yeah, just queue with someone else, make them leave at the beginning. I could probably reach GM quite easily that way. Kind of defeats the purpose though, but you get a golden star, so there's that.
How is that going though? With you still have ambitions of reaching GM?
Yeah, it'd be fun. I don't know. I just want to make fun content. That's kind of the main goal that I've always had. I want to maintain like top 1000 at least. Considering there's like 1 million people or so playing ladder every season, it's I'm pretty happy with maintaining that. I think I can maintain that like quite easily without really, obviously I play the game a lot, right? If I really wanted to improve, I should probably do like try hard streams where I'm not talking and I'm like just playing, and it's like, I don't know. I find it much more fun to make content and make sure that there's consistent amount of content and make sure that there's fun videos and all that, while still being high level gameplay, but not like if you want to be like top 100 Grandmaster, you really have to go try hard. There's very few people that can. Actually, there's no one that can like commentate and play at high grandmaster level. Which is not
Oh,
possible.
you bastard! Can't get here. Yeah.
The drones are coming under
Oh,
fire.
where do you go?
The drones are coming under fire. Bring a Rainer. Already, Overlord.
A new queen's been born.
Let's make an Overlord. There we go.
There and
Almost. Macro too good.
come on, games.
What's the speed in ranked? It's always faster. For some reason, normal speed has never been a thing. StarCraft 2 is a little strange like that.
Did I not make that?
Alright, so right now, right?
Game.
We're getting the Evos a little preemptively, right?
Yeah, because I think I supply cap myself. So I was kind of like, yeah.
Oh, alright, fair enough. Yeah. Okay,
So
fair enough.
I didn't understand why the Overlord didn't ever pop out. And I was like, you're a supply block, you're a supply block.
Alright, yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, so I, like, definitely try and let the strategy be decided by, like, the Overlord Scout. Makes
Okay.
it much easier.
Okay.
So, in this instance, he may or may not be going something a little more tech-heavy. I guess, you know, I'm just, you know, saying, but, yeah. So, we still want to go for the third base, scout with the Overlord speed, figure out what's going on.
Game resumed.
I would also just get rid of him. Yeah, exactly.
And this is that one.
Evolution complete.
Where is the Overlord?
Alright, so look at the Overlord. Look at the Overlord, look at the Overlord. Alright,
Yep.
Game paused.
so here's what we see. And obviously in game you can't pause, right? In replay you can. So whenever you go
Yeah.
up against like a weird Terran build and you die to some sort of shitty aggression, just look at it and be like, hey, this seems a little strange. Like, what could I do to like not lose to that next time around? Alright. So now you can like look at this with all the time in the world, right? What strategy are you like putting him on right now? Like, what's he going for?
Banshee Hellion?
Yep, exactly, pretty much. So
And then he's building something, I don't know, I can click it. So I don't
it's
know
a
what's
factory.
building here.
It's a factory.
Oh.
So knowing that's a factory, right? Right now you can decide the strategy. Now, the standard would be to go for the lair as well as the baneling's nest. Now, if it's like mech or something more factory heavy, I would probably go for lair and roach warren instead. Just something that I'm more comfortable with. You can still play Ling Bane as well against like, you know, heavy heli and stuff, but it's probably easier to simply just make roach warrens here. Does that make sense though? Like the logic behind that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the plan? What are we gonna do right now?
I guess queens and roaches then.
Yep. I would make a sport crawler as well, just because we know that it's gonna be.
Yeah, so can I delay that until 4:30 then?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I would start up the lair immediately. And make a roach warren immediately as well. And then you can delay the unit production until a little bit later. So roach warren takes about a half minute to finish up. So if you make it right now, roach warren is 40 seconds. So I believe it's 40 seconds anyway. I'll check for you. You can literally start making units. Oh, it's 39 seconds. Jeez. You can start making units at 4 minutes and 31 seconds.
Hey.
I did the math. But yeah, so it still basically comes down to the same thing. So I would go lair, roach warren, sport crawlers, and queens.
Okay, so when you know that, okay, I'm gonna go roach here to defend this, do you take more gases then, or?
Yeah, you probably are gonna want a second gas once we get enough drones for that. For now, we just need a couple more drones, but if you can't afford it, like if you're flooding minerals or whatever, just feel free to take the roach warren and an extra gas. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Let's go. Yep.
Game
Looks
Whoa.
like this brood's in for
Whoa,
a
he gave
fight.
you a little tick. How do you do that? There you go. That's the confident droning right there. Let's get the lair and the roach warren.
I saw what you're going for, mister.
Now we just need to not die.
Yeah.
If you want to be real safe, just put out some creep tumors. If you want to be like uber safe, you can even make a spine crawler or whatever.
Yeah, no.
And I would start up some spores here. Oh, and the lair. Don't forget about the lair. So the reason for the lair is so we eventually can get, what is the thing called? An overseer. So we can deal with cloak and all shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
So just save up here a little bit so we can make a bunch of roaches. You got a couple overlords already coming in. So this is cool. Like flooding right now is the calculated move, so to say. All right. So something going on in the main. All right, just put the queen next to the spore. Yep, and just make roaches. So here's what he's probably gonna do, right? Run into Hellions in the natural at the same time. So as long as you rally the natural with all your units and have the queens defend it in the main, that's cool.
oh, come on. The
That
hell?
hurts. So keep on the macro though. Keep on the macro. So this is where you can start, you know, basically roach speed, evo chambers, and you can just transition towards that mid game. So once again, after you defend this aggression, and you've pretty much defended it just now, you can drone up that third base completely. So I would put like half of my units or so at the third base and maybe half at the natural, so we can defend against the Hellions or some shit. He probably is having Hellions. I don't know if he does, but. And we want to keep an eye out on like a third base, so try and maybe position an overlord over there.
Looks like this brute's in for a fight.
Alright, so he is indeed going for the third base. Now if you see that third base go down, like that's the massive indication you can just do drone. Now you're gonna need an overseer, I think.
Enemies going after the drones.
Let's bring over the queens.
Oh. Oh,
That's
come
so
on.
cool. Like it's gonna take a little bit of practice, right? It won't go perfect the first time.
Go
around,
Spore, no! Guys, no! Oh, don't go in each other's ways!
Alright,
No,
there you go. There you go.
not like this, guys! Not like this! We had a plan!
We had a plan indeed.
God.
Alright. Back to the macro game. Let's get the gases going. Evo's going. Exactly. Yeah, that drone, guys. It's a drone barbecue.
I forgot the fuck. Okay.
Ah, it's cool, man. Like, you understand the logic behind it, right? Like, it won't be
Yeah.
perfect first time around. Let's set up a timing with +1/+1 or whatever. And we'll go for a full 3-base saturation. And then we'll push with +1/+1 and roach speed, okay? Yeah. We're doing a completely different thing than you're used to. It makes for a difficult thing.
Tumor under attack here.
Alright, so something here.
Oh shit.
Oh, you can defend against this. Just get the queens.
Brand new queen ready to go.
We're just gonna need the queens here, though. Don't know if they're here. Oh, I guess they are. Oh, yeah, they are. Ooh. Yeah, so this is why I like hotkeying all of my queens together. I know some players don't, though, so it's really up to you. But all right. So hey, we defended against that.
Looks like this brute's in for a fight.
There you go. Let's use the queens. And fly away. Alright. So let's get the gases saturated and start trying to get these minerals done, okay? I think the ones in the natural are so good. Yeah, there we go. Let's get the ones in the natural saturated as well. There we go.
So now,
Now we'd start up the roach speed. But you really want to get the drones in the gas in the natural.
oh yeah.
Completed the mineral cluster.
That's so good.
Oh my god, I'm floating so much.
It's because of the early game drones. It's just a result of that. It'll take a handful of games to get used to it. But you can see, like, you can defend all early game bullshit just by simply, you know, making drones at the correct timing and transitioning properly. Alright, let's get +2/+2 as well. And get the Hydra upgrade or whatever.
So do I try and push with this, or?
Yeah, you may want to push, definitely. Just at least have a look. Now, you don't need to go all in or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's try and figure out what he has. If he has too much, just remember, like, 10-ish minutes is when he will start mining that third base, or that main and natural out. So we can try and deny him from a fourth.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, see if you can...
oh, wow, that scan.
Yep. Well, you were in sensor tower radius.
Right.
He wasn't that much of a magician.
I was like, how did he... Oh, yeah.
That would have been crazy.
It's like great instincts.
That would have been insane. Alright, well, you should probably go ahead and just make a lot of shit and try and see if you can counter this fourth. Obviously, like, if you would be, like, spending all the resources here, it would easily be max, right?
Yeah.
So try and not, like, allow them a fort base. Try and see if he's going for a fort base. There's a couple locations on this map. We got 2 covered. There's still one in the bottom right corner as well. Yeah, exactly. Just try and make sure that you don't, like, allow them a third base or a fort base for free.
Yeah.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh shit.
Alright, you could probably fight that actually.
Mineral cluster depleted.
Alright, keep on macroing.
Evolution complete.
Yeah, may have to back up against siege tanks.
shit.
Siege tanks do 70 versus armored right now. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. You can fight them when they're unsieged, I suppose, but... Anyway, for a practice game, I would say this is a solid win.
Looks like this bird's in for a fight.
You know, it's just gonna take some time to get used to the amount of minerals and to make sure that you get into the swing of things, I suppose.
Yeah.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh my fucking god. Nah, I would probably go Hydraling Bane or something.
Yeah, this is why I don't like roaches.
Yeah, I think the roaches initially were a good choice. As a follow-up, they were... Yeah, you already had the transition going there.
Mutations complete.
Damn, Hydras, roaches died to siege tanks really quickly. Those were +2/+2 roaches as well, like they weren't weak or whatever.
Like how... I'm not even,
That's new. Yes, they...
Yeah, at this point it's just simply a little bit too much Terran, but...
yeah.
Looks like this bird's in for a fight.
I think it's gonna take you... maybe try and consider playing some unranked or whatever, see if you can find someone to practice a couple more games against. It will probably take you like maybe 10-20 games or so to get a little more used to it.
Yeah.
But as far as execution goes, like obviously that's something you can quite easily work on.
Yeah, I don't like... I think it's just a waste for me to go Roach. I don't like Roach because it will be countered by mech, it will be countered by bio tanks, and that is what people go for now.
Yeah, I think the roaches initially were good, like against the Hellion stuff.
And then stop making them in that case.
Exactly, yeah, just transition towards, you know, you're more used to strategy. You don't have to like make, you know, more than 10 roaches if you don't want to, right? Like it's easy to do so. It may be like a similar thing, it's like, hey, I've got 20 workers in my natural, that was bad, but I mean, it's like making a roach war and never actually making any roaches. Yeah, don't worry about it. Like it's totally, as long as it's like a safety precaution, it's all good.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, so thanks very much to Strider for the games. Yeah, I don't know if you had any questions or whatever about anything. I understand there may be like a ton of shit that I just threw your way.
No, it's fine. It's more, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I just continued making roaches where I think I'll just not do that instead, and
Yeah.
make transition maybe a little bit early into Hydras and Lings again.
Yeah, I think if you would have been able to spend all your resources here, though, you would have
yeah.
been able to like just overrun them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the main thing. I mean, we were flooding like more than 2,000 minerals for the majority of the mid game. Yeah, like, it's just it's like a little.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot, right?
Yeah.
But that's just the result of like having more workers in the early game than you used to. So the queen injects and like the general spending and like hatchery timings and the macro hatch timings and all that stuff just become more important.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just something you need to practice against, I suppose. There's no magic there.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, like if you have any questions or whatever, or there's anything after the fact that you're like, hey, crap, I don't know. Just message me anytime on Skype. Just let me know.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, of course. Also, like if you have any replays or whatever, just drag and drop them, and yeah, just let me know. Like, hey, I don't know what that went wrong for, or like what's going on. Yeah, just let me know, and I'll try and help out.
Yeah.
In general, though, I think I think it would be probably most helpful if you play a couple of games against like another Terran player that's trying to practice something as well. Like just play customs for a while. It would be pretty good.
To get that beginning of on a flying start.
Yeah, like the first 10 minutes or so of the game. I think that's probably the most important part.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so funny. Like the entire friends list here, like all the pro gamers for some reason have decided that they're all gonna be running with the Nurture portrait. You can run it, like they're all running with the freaking Nurture portrait. It's so funny.
Always some internal jokes going on there.
Yeah, exactly. It's so dumb. Well, actually, not all of them are running it. Oh, Showtime is running with his own portrait. All right, fair enough. But it's just so funny. I see my friend list with a lot of freaking.
Would you do that though? If you had a portrait, would you run with your own?
I would, totally would, man. Are you kidding me? At least for a while.
Yeah. That's me. I made it.
That's kind of funny though. Like they've got some really cool ones.
Yeah, I bought it. I bought it instantly when it came out. So
I should probably consider getting it. I mean, these are like collectible items, right? I know the guy that drew them. He makes some cool stuff. I'm assuming he gets a share of this as well, right?
a little bit maybe.
That's really cool. Anyway, dude, let me know if you run into something, okay? No worries at all.
Right.
Just message anytime. I'll try and help out.
Right. Thank you for the help.
Yeah, no worries at all, dude. And I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. Take care, dude.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.